Hi guys, welcome back to another podcast episode. I am Marty Cool here with Ian, aka Relic, and we've just recorded an episode with our good friend Josh. We had a few, should I say a few whiskies?
Just a few, mate.
Whiskies, yeah. And we're a bit lit, if that's the word. So we're back on the old coffee, and we're about to start another episode. We've got a load of anime today. We've got a load of Cobra Kai. We've got the third part we're going to discuss, which is the 5 episodes, which was amazing, by the way, but we'll talk about more about that later. So we're going to kick it straight off with the best anime show at the moment, which is Solo Leveling.
And basically the theme of this episode is just fighting, mate. Like, it's just pure fighting. And I'm glad you've kicked it off with Solo Leveling, mate. Unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable show. Really, really enjoying this show so far. There's some great episodes to come, I believe, from you manga people out there, dropping little hints, not spoilers, little hints, and I respect it, but not spoiling it for us non-manga readers, or manhwa readers, should I say, in this case. Yeah, phenomenal. Loving this love this episode. It's another great episode for world building as well, isn't it? Like, we get to learn a lot more about Jinwoo, what he can do, and another cliffhanger, mate. But we start off, Zhongin and what's his name, Yuno or something like that. Both going to see the re-rank of Jinwoo. Everyone thinks they're there though for this Min Sung guy, he's like a celebrity. He's like, I think he's an actor, isn't he? He's an actor. He's in like a famous actor, a celebrity. In TV shows, movies, that sort of stuff, and he's reawakened. So there's a lot of press there who are there to see him. Obviously, none of these people know who Jinwoo is, because the people who know who Jinwoo is are behind the scenes, big dogs, like people who know, keeping it under wraps. They don't want other people to know, because obviously they're trying to scout Jinwoo for their sort of like organisation or their guilds. And it led to some funny moments, I'm not going to lie. So this Min Sung guy is obviously, as I say, he's awakened as an A rank. Turns out he's obviously like a famous actor. And he's gone to this Reaper guild to get them clout, basically. And all the press are there. Jinwoo's denied access. And then Big Man Go comes out, doesn't he? And he's like, whoa, no, you can't come in here, mate. Jinwoo, you're not allowed in here, pal. But he's come in and he's like, whoa, get out. Jinwoo's in here with me, pal. And the security guard's like fuming, bro. Don't even know who Jinwoo is, mate.
I think I like about this episode as well, like, obviously Min Sung's like a celebrity. He thinks he's the dog's bollocks, basically. And then next minute, he just gets put in his place, doesn't he? Because obviously we find out Jinwoo goes into the reassessment. He gets reassessed as we all thought, an S rank. And then he comes out, mate, and the whole world knows, like, no one's bothered about this Min Sung guy. Who's the Min Sung now?
It's funny as well, wasn't it? That Min Sung, because obviously there's Go comes out. He's like, Jinwoo, you come with me. Min Sung tries to go and he's like, no, mate, what are you doing? You're not allowed in here, mate. Ruined him, and in front of all the press, like proper embarrassed him in front of everyone.
Like, you know, Jong Hee and that Hyun Ho, whatever. They're like there to see Jinwoo, but everyone's like, "Are you here for Min Sung?" It's like, "Who's Min Sung?"
Who's Min Sung? You don't even know him, bro.
Yeah. Jinwoo's the main man, that's why. He's a legend right there.
But what I really enjoyed about this scene is when they get into that room to reassess him, he shows them obviously his summon.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're holding back, like, he summons a couple, doesn't he? Like, a couple of guys.
A demo, isn't it?
That's not what I've heard, mate. Like, you're holding back, aren't you? And then he just summons loads, and everybody, and I mean everybody in a 1 mile radius just gets turned on by him, don't they? Like, everyone's ready, mate. Everyone's wet by Jinwoo's aura. Just for, like, they're all ready, mate, because he's powerful. Even they stood outside the door, aren't they? Like, just waiting for it, and they can just feel the aura coming through the door. Like, powerful man, Jinwoo. Absolutely powerful man.
I love they rank him as like I think he's like a mage class, isn't he? Definitely not me. It's more like an assassin.
Yeah, I love it how he just goes, yeah, sure, I'm a mage.
As a major.
One of the other things I thought was really funny as well, when he gets his reawakening and he comes out and he's on the news, and the miner's reaction, his reaction was so funny. It was like, I knew there was something with his eye. He had like a criminal eyes or something. Like he thought he was going to prison or something, didn't he? Like I knew there was something off about him. It's like, no, he's been reawakened as an S rank. What?
But as well, like obviously the whole world knows cameras are on him, worldwide footage, and his lover, Chai Hee, sees it. Mate, she gets she's in love. She's in love, mate. She's like, I need to marry this guy. Basically, that's the look she gave the screen when she saw Jin Woo on the big screen, big wide screen. Yeah, I need to marry this guy. This is the one for me.
Jin Woo's a legend, anyway.
It's so good. It's so good. I mean, he's not an S rank, mate. He's like double S rank, mate. Let's be honest.
It, mate.
But that's going to come soon. That's going to come soon.
Number one, anyway. It's number one, bro. Number one, man. Yeah. But he's had to let obviously Jin Ho down, his best mate. Felt bad for him, because obviously he wants to be solo. He's trying to get the floors finished. He's trying to get the elixir of life. He's got a load of quests he's doing solo that he just needs. Obviously, you've got to remember this entire thing he's doing is just essentially for his mum. Like he just wants to obviously help her and cure her. And I love Jin Ho, mate, because he's like, you know what, Dad? No, I'm not bothered anymore. I'm going with my mate Jin Woo. And he like goes to Jin Woo's house like, oh mate, can I stick with you, please?
It's like Batman and Robin, isn't it?
Yeah, it's proper sick, mate. I love him. He's
to his Batman, yeah. Jin Ho is so good, mate. Like,
yeah, he's such a good friend, isn't he?
I just want to. Well, we have this bit with the auction house, don't we, as well? Have you got much notes on this? The auction house.
Oh, the one in the shop.
I mean, the prices are like ridiculous, like stupid prices, mate. But
I love the bit of banter that they have in the shop, aren't they? The guy in the shop, the shopkeeper's just trying to have bants with Jin Woo into, but Jin Woo hasn't got a clue.
Yeah, he doesn't understand it. He's like, he goes, "Oh, if you can break this glass, you can have the stuff for free." And literally, Jin Woo's ready, isn't he? And he just smacked his glass in, and he cracks it with his kind of aura, like power. Yeah. But yeah,
yeah, you got Ash Jeeves, haven't you? Like crap in his pants, mate.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I didn't mean that. I was only joking.
I was only joking. Jim was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I thought you was being serious, man.
The first question where Jin Woo's money is, obviously it must be like for his mum, sick mum or whatever, and his sister's like college funds or whatever. But we have this bit where Jin Woo's he needs some money. He's at the auction house. He gets his dagger out. I think it's worth like, when he got it, it was like 2 mil or something, 2.8 mil on it. Now it's like 100 mil, mate. So, like Ian was mentioning earlier, like he's got the money cheat, hasn't he? He's got the GTA money cheat, mate. He's got the GTA money cheat, mate.
Sell for 100, buys like 10 more, sell them, mate. 10 more, sell them, 10 more. He's infinite money, mate. Infinite money glitch, 100%.
When that money glitch came out on GTA, mate, I was the only one. I think I was the only one in the world who never had it, mate. I was literally like, my mate had it, and he was literally buying everything. Like, I brought the Titan plane, brought all his clothes, mate. And I was like, I feel like 1 million, mate. Don't talk to me. But yeah.
Poor man, mate. Poor man.
I was like,
you know, one thing I really enjoyed about this episode, you know, when obviously he decides to leave, and obviously he's like, says to his sister, I've got to go for a week. Like, I've got to do it, because obviously he's going to the tower again, isn't he? He's trying to finish the last few levels of the tower. I love the fact that he's summoned the minions and he can just leave them, like leave the minions hiding around, obviously like hiding around town or protect his sister or whatever. Like, oh, that was sick, mate. It's just like, right, you guys, you go over that way. You guys stick around here and obviously protect this building. And that was like such a sick perk, innit? That is, to having summon.
Yeah, and I love the part where obviously Jin Woo's sister, I can't remember her name, but she like kicks off and she's like, "Why was you on TV? Didn't you tell me anything about it? I had to find out from my schoolmate. You know what's going on." And but I also love when he goes back into the Demon's Gate. He has this awesome, badass looking cape that looks so good on him, and it's for the heat protection. Yeah, it's for the heat protection of the actual levels. So, but it looks so badass, mate. It looks so good, and I love on any game when you get a new outfit, mate, and you start like walking around, mate.
Chilling, mate, with your new piece of armour or your new helmet or your new cloak or your new whatever. Mate.
Have you seen this? Yeah.
Your new weapon, bro.
Well, we have this bit, mate. This bit, Tusk gets summoned to fight a giant form of like a boss. obliterates him, mate. Tusk is like OP at this point.
Powerful, isn't he, at this moment? Yeah, because he gets this when he enters the tower. He gets this new quest, doesn't he? He's got to kill the demon monarch or the monarch.
Baron, isn't it? Is it Baron
on the
or
high, on the highest floor, mate. So he's got to blitz these floors through, mate.
Yeah.
Well, you know when he brings out Tusk, it reminded me of Kaiju number 8. Because obviously all the buildings destroyed. It's like just giant like enemy Kaiju monsters. Like I thought this is proper. This is very Kaiju number 8-esque. This is like I really enjoyed that.
I love the way like Tusk just like literally like obliterates this like big giant like demon thing, and then Jinwoo's like, yeah, it's a bit OP that Tusk is. It's a bit OP. Like, imagine having him as one of your summons, mate. That is just mad.
He's like, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, he's like one-bombed him.
Yeah, bit bad. But we have another part of the episode where Jinho's dad, he collapses. I mean, we're assuming like at the time it's like stress of work, but we find out he's actually got this eternal sleep disease. And I think it's the doctors say like something to do with like because his son's like a hunter.
Yeah, he's got a weak resistance, hasn't he, to like magic power or something, hasn't he? So like, because his son's got some sort of magic power because he's a hunter and he's got this like aura. Yeah, he's got no resistance to it, so it's like made him ill over time, being just around his own kid.
Which I feel bad for like Jinho as well, but
yeah, hard work, mate.
Yeah. So what if Jinho nicks the elixir of life off Jinwoo, mate, when he gets it?
Or if Jinwoo can make 2, mate.
That's it, mate. That's it. They'll be sealed as bros forever, mate, if they do that.
Jinho's not stealing anything from Jinhoo, mate. Jinhoo's too powerful, bro. Murk him off instantly, mate. Instantly. Or the end of this episode, mate. The cliffhangers that this show produce are unmatched. They're unbelievably frustrating, I must admit. Yeah. Because it just leaves you wanting more every single episode. But obviously he's on floor 18, he's up against these like Igris type level humanoid bosses, isn't he? So they're going to be like a struggle. Hopefully we're going to get some good scraps next episode. However, there's a bit more than just that, isn't there?
Yeah, so this bit where so Jinwoo's obviously, like Ian mentioned earlier, is sending off his troops to different areas. And then he realises some of the demon soldiers are getting murked off. He's like, what's going on here? So he checks it out, and it's literally, like you say, these stronger bosses literally murking. And he literally murks like 3 of them off straight away, doesn't he?
Oh, instantly.
But then you have that bit where, yeah, you tell him what happens right at the end. The little
right at the end
cliffhanger.
Or right at the very end, where you get the that red ant, mate.
And it's not the film Ants, mate. We're talking about here. It's
we're talking like
it's actually Jeju Island.
Red versions of Digimon, Stingmon, mate, from Digimon. that was my like assessment of it in the Discord, which you need to join, by the way. Link in description. But like, yeah, this particular flying ant that they show looks badass, mate. It looks so sick. For an ant, coolest ant I've ever seen, bro. Like 100%.
Yeah. I mean, we're not talking about dung beetles here. They're not rolling poop, mate. They're here to fucking murk people off, mate. They're here to do some damage, mate.
Deal damage, mate.
But yeah, I loved it, mate. I keep loving every episode, mate. Like was talked about with Josh earlier. Every week we're ready. Saturday, mate. Ready for the next episode. And every episode we cliffhangers. Every episode, and it ruins us. But yeah, loving this show so far.
Kills you off.
literally kills me out.
And another show, anime, Sakamoto Days.
Very good episode,
mate. Very good episode this week. One of the best episodes so far, I'd hazard a guess and say, in my opinion. Out of the 6 episodes we've had, this has been one of my favourites. So we get introduced to this guy called Haisuke Mashimo, I think his name is.
Legend, mate.
He's the sniper. And he's got a cool bird called Pisuke. He's absolutely skint. And he's trying to basically find Sakamoto simply because he needs money and wants sushi. 2 things I respect. Like, you can't help but love this dude, can you? Like, he's so cool. He's so stupid, so lovable.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like with the show as well, like each episode they bring these new characters in, and you just love them straight away. Like they come across so well, they build the character up so well that you just kind of love them. But they're like obviously there to try and kill Sakamoto, but you still like love them because you love the like, little backstory it gives off. So,
Like this guy walks into the store where Sakamoto is, but Sakamoto's wanted poster is him skinny, and obviously he's not skinny anymore. So he's like, he doesn't even know he's talking to Taro. Like he's like, oh, I'm never gonna find him, and he's like, no, sorry, I don't know who he is. I don't know where he is. And they even feed him, don't they? He's like, I'm so hungry. They literally give him a bag of meat buns. Like, here, mate, have these. And he's like wandered off. Like, I'll never find Taro. There's so many Taro Sakamotos.
But yeah, so Sakamoto and Shin, obviously, because their shop has been like, there's been so many hitmen come in and like trying to kill Sakamoto. The shop's gone a bit. It needs repairs, doesn't it? It needs repairs. It's gone a bit shabby. So they enter this tournament let's see like a paintball tournament. The winner wins 100 million.
Airsoft, isn't it?
Airsoft, that's it, yeah. And but also, Mashima also needs money, and he gets a poster hit in the face.
Just collapsed, hasn't it?
Yeah, his tent's collapsed when a strong wins. It's the end of his tether, into really, and then this poster hits him in the face. Also, the same tournament, win 100 million, and then they all end up at the same tournament, don't they? And Mashimo needs to join this tournament. Needs a team, and he ends up with none other than Shin and Taro. And it's for some begging and grovelling he gets with them, yeah.
Then you got Lou just ruining everything, just starts blabbing because she's drunk again, mate. Tells Mashimo that obviously Taro is Taro Sakamoto, like the one. But yeah, mate. Mate, how powerful as well was Mashimo's rifle? Because there was one scene where he's like shot and it's knocked him off his feet like backwards, like he's like, oh, just done for, mate. But that entire sort of like that entire scene of the airsoft scene where obviously they're like they're going around, obviously just you just watch it, like it's so good, isn't it? Like it's really entertaining. Really entertaining.
I love the bit where his bird, Peace Cage, literally drops that rifle in a bag from the sky.
Yeah.
He just collects it and doesn't blast it straight away. I was like, I mean, in any game.
Yeah, that's when he gets knocked off his feet, that is. Right? There's that moment, like, whoa. But yeah, Peace Cage, sick, mate. Shout out to Peace Cage. Sick bird.
Yeah. In any anime games, any TV show, snipers, mate, top notch. And when he put the sniper rifle at me, I was like, whew.
Yeah, he's such a good shot as well. Like, his entire thing is he's just good at aiming. And it made me laugh when he just starts crying, mate. He started crying his eyes out.
You were allowed to like this in this episode as well. Like, you know, before, obviously, because they were a team. And like straight away, the airsoft people are like, yeah, we'll get these guys, we'll take this team out straight away. And like, Mashimo just like puts his gun over Taro's shoulders, pops like headshots like 3 blokes. I was like, that's sick. And then like, bullets in the head.
But then we get this like backstory, don't we, of Mashimo, and he's just rubbish at everything. Like he's so bad at everything. Bar shooting, he's just so good at shooting, and everyone's basically telling him to quit. He's obviously he only has one skill, so he's going to never make it as like an assassin, and he essentially gets fired, doesn't he? And then as he gets fired, the bounty for Taro went live. So that's obviously why he's why he's looking for Taro, because he's trying to prove a point for one, and he just needs loads of money. So like, he's just thinking, if I could just do this, people might respect me, and I won't be skint anymore. Like, I'll actually have some money. So I thought his little backstory was pretty cool, to be fair.
And like obviously his only skill is his sniper, and he's really good at sniping, because we have this part where Taro and Shin are literally running around the streets, aren't they?
Yeah.
And Massimo's literally blasting bullets, like trying to ricochet bullets off.
He's got these custom ricochet bullets, hasn't he? Like they're just bouncing off stuff. But yeah, very cool, very fun episode.
I did love the introduction of this character. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, Taro as well. There's a part where Taro throws like a rock and blows up Mashimo's gun. But how ridiculous that was! It was insanely well animated. Like, it was so well animated, wasn't it? It was very, very good. Like, overall, that episode, like, one of the funniest episodes so far, I thought. I really liked him as a character. Like, it was really fun.
And I love the bit at the end where Taro and Shin obviously win the paintball tournament. Because obviously, while they've been dodging Mashimo, they've also been like popping other people and like winning this paintball tournament. And they get the winnings and they give Mashimo like part of the winnings, but it's like 50 yen, which is nothing.
it's like 10p or something, like 2 pence or something, bro.
Yeah, it's like mad, like silly money. But yeah, and it's like, yeah, but you destroyed the whole town, so pretty much that's.
Sorry, mate, but
yeah, you got to pay for all that, but 50 yen, that's what you got, mate. I can't remember like 50 yen. 50 yen's like, it must be like 5p or something like that.
It's pence, isn't it? It's minimal pence. Got to be.
It's not even worth mentioning, mate.
Did Mashimo's voice sound familiar to you?
Right. So you say this, right? When I was watching it, I saw a name at the end of the credits. And it looked familiar, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that's the guy from...
So, mate, halfway through this episode,
Cobra Kai.
I was like, this bloke's voice is so familiar. It's Sholo, mate. It's literally Miguel from Cobra Kai. He's the voice actor. It's Miguel from Cobra Kai, bro.
It's things like Zolo. Is it Zolo?
It's like, yeah, it begins with an X, but it's pronounced like Sholo. Yeah, I can't remember what his surname is, but it's literally Miguel from Cobra Kai. I was literally like, this is mental. It's actually fucking Miguel from Cobra Kai, bro.
Because when I watched it, I saw it at the end, but I didn't look into it. I just thought, oh, maybe it is that guy. But now you've mentioned it, yeah.
I didn't even see it in the credits. I just thought, the voice is so familiar. You know when like you hear something and it starts annoying you? I had to pause the episode halfway through, like, why does this sound so familiar? I was like, voice actor Mashimo. I was like, no way that actually him. This is so mad.
Legend, mate, though, isn't he?
Legend, mate. I thought, how perfect is that? How literally perfect is that episode has come out the same week that the final part of Cobra Kai has been released. Like, that couldn't have been any better planned, could it? Like, that's so well planned, it's unbelievable. Which leads on to the next thing. Cobra Kai Season 6 finale. Not only did we watch one episode, not only did we watch 2 episodes, we watched 5 episodes. We finished Cobra Kai. We watched all of them now. Fully finished it. Wow, mate.
Very good. Very good ending.
Very good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say it's perfect. There's some flaws. Some characters got missed out a little bit. R.I.P. Kenny. You got completely forgot, mate. Apologies. However, the show has come full circle. It's ended exactly how it should have, based on how it started. And yeah, episode 11 kicks off straight away, burying Quan. R.I.P. again to a great character. Definitely brown bread, mate. R.I.P. Murked off instantly. Such a shame. That's one of the things that I wasn't that fond of. I really wish they could have done more with him because he was such a great antagonist. He'd have been a great villain.
Such a great buddy, yeah. I loved him, yeah.
But yeah, that's how we kick it off. They're burying him, and Silver's trying to get the tournament going back up because obviously it got cancelled because of obviously the Quan stuff. Silver wants to get the tournament going again. Braun said it can return, but they have to have basically all of the senseis agreed. So that's pretty much the first episode is just that in it, essentially, like trying to get everyone on board to get the tournament going again to make sure they can at least complete it. And we start learning a little bit, don't we? So like you get a point where Master Kim is a nutter, so that's obviously Kim's grandfather or whatever, the person who's doing the Cobra Kai stuff where Quan and that came from. He's absolutely mental, mate. He's an absolute mentalist, mate. He is.
Yeah, he starts teaching that because obviously Yoon's next in line for now. Quan's dead. He's like, oh, I teach this move, mate. It's a killer move, like literally, like he starts trying it on all the students, doesn't he? Like killing them off, not killing them off, but like hurts them really bad.
Proper hurting them, yeah.
Yeah, and then so Kim's grandfather's like, basically, to go to the next step, you need to kill off Kreese. Murk him off, mate. Obviously, she goes to see Kreese, and obviously Kreese is a changed man now. He's literally like regretting what he's done in the past. And he says he's like really proud of her and stuff like that for what she's done and that. And she's like...
He's reformed, isn't he? He's reformed. He's on the way. He's on the way.
He like respects what she's done, and she like respects her, who she was. Obviously, he's known her all her life because obviously when Kreese was younger, he saw her like she watched him training and stuff like that. So Kim changed her mind, murks off the old dude, innit? Her grandfather murks off her grandfather, mate.
So there's a couple of things here then. So like Kreese refuses to start the tournament back up. Don't want any part of it. I'm reformed. That's not me. The part where Silver is driving with Johnny in the car, they try to make that so dramatic, mate. But he's driving an automatic. Like, why are you showing his feet? Like, he's not even changing gears. Like, that made me laugh. Like, it's not Fast and Furious, bro. You got an automatic car. Silver meets LaRusso in this episode and Johnny to try and convince them to obviously start the tournament back. You find out at this point as well that he's sick. He's basically dying, and he wants to conclude the tournament, hopefully a win before he croaks to solidify his legacy. But yeah, basically the tournament at this point now is back on. Everyone's agreed. Johnny's basically talked LaRusso into doing so. LaRusso didn't want to, but Johnny Boy's up for it, isn't he? Because he's a legend.
And just to go back to that Kim as well, Miss Kim, she literally murks off her granddad with the killer move that her grandfather was trying to teach to Yoon. So literally like, boom, like, rib breaker, mate, done. Murks him off. I mean, he's an old dude anyway, so he's probably about 108.
He's literally 174,000 years old, isn't he? Basically Yoda, bro, at this point. Like,
he's like the guy who gave Gizmo away, mate, in Gremlins, so he's that old, mate. He's like 250 years old, mate. He's done out.
And the rest, mate.
He's gone, mate. He's gone now, so.
He's done for. Episode 12 kicks off with a month time skip. And then you get this little bit of a sad moment, don't you? Chosen receives a letter. Kimiko sent him a letter saying that she loves him as a friend. What a kick in the stones, man. Poor bloke. Poor bloke is devastated, isn't he?
It's a bit before that, isn't it? There's a bit before that, like... So Gunther's literally like at the Ore Valley. Where the commission board. And he's obviously they're a bunch of moaning gits, mate. They can't see eye to eye. Anyway, everything gets on a straight path. And then one of the guys, like Daryl, the guy's name is like, oh, I want to be the master of ceremonies. And Gunther's like, no, I'm the master of ceremonies. And he goes, what we'll do, we'll settle it the old way. And the guy's like, Daryl's like, what? Anyway, Gunther literally boots him in the face and knocks him out.
Like, cuts to them in a corridor and he just literally big boots him straight in the head, bro.
And it literally sparked out. And literally, I love the bit of the other people like, Daryl, are you still alive? I love that.
So good, mate.
It's so funny to start an episode as well.
But then you get this point where Tori's decided she wants to quit because obviously so much toxicity on her side regarding like Cobra Kai and Kreese and all this sort of stuff. But Sam convinces her to train with her. So obviously Tori and Sam start training. Hawk and Dimitri make a VR program of Axel, which was a bit random, I must admit. It's a bit random, but they make a VR program. So Robbie puts on this VR headset and Miguel turns into Axel, and then Miguel has an headset on that's giving him random karate moves that Axel does because they've like analysed him or whatever. And then Robbie's got to try and beat Axel, and he's got a probability and it's like 14% that he'll win or something ridiculous. Yeah. But in reality, I'm thinking, firstly, nerd mode, the input lag on that VR headset, mate, there's got to be some sort of input lag, so he's not necessarily there anyway. He's not got his full field of vision. That's number two. So, like, it's not a fair test, really, is it? Do you know what I mean?
I mean, it's like, obviously spoilers for the rest of what we're about to talk about, but, like, in Cobra Kai, like, the speeches, mate, what people give to, like, 5 people up, mate, are just like next level, mate. It literally takes
Mate,
people to the next level.
This speechwriter on that show is unbelievable, isn't he? Like, it's unbelievable.
Like, but also, like, if someone's like losing a fight or whatever, bring it to one side, mate. Give him a good little chat to, mate, and he comes back like a god, mate. Like, you find out later when we talk about.
They're winning, bro.
But this happens with Robbie in this instance. Like, obviously, he's getting battered by this AI Axel, whatever, and then Miguel takes him one side, is like, yeah, you're better than this, mate. You never give up, kind of thing. And next minute, comes back.
Yeah, it gives him a Johnny level speech, doesn't he?
Comes back. The percentages are rising because obviously he's putting all his effort in now. He's had this quality talking to, and now, things are different.
One of the parts that made me laugh in this episode as well is Johnny Googling best proposal ideas, and then that little montage of him like going on people's front gardens and cutting their flowers. And someone's like, "Oi, they're my flowers." He goes to like cooking lessons and he swaps the food around, like, "Oh, yours tastes better than mine." It's like clothes shop, like I just love that little bit of like Johnny there, mate. It's dead funny.
I really love the little end bit at the end where, like, obviously Johnny does the right thing. He marries Carmen literally before she's about to drop, mate.
Yeah, he not only gets engaged to her, but then he gets married to her while she's literally in labour giving birth. Like, and they've named the baby Laura, didn't they? And now Robbie and Miguel are officially brothers, which I thought was cool.
I love the bit, like a powerful scene, like all the people that she loves, whatever comes in.
Yeah, you got like Miguel, and you got like obviously Robbie, and basically just all the close family members. You got LaRusso's are there, aren't they? Both of them are there. Yeah, it's just like a nice moment, isn't it? Like a really wholesome moment.
And then they have that "Take My Breath Away" tune, which is a classic, mate. Classic. If you're about to marry someone who's about to give birth, mate. But yeah, I thought it was a great little ending to episode 2 of the part 3. But going into episode 3.
13, this bad boy, yeah.
13,
Corey's back. Corey is back in the tournament. Mate.
So the tournament's being held where Karate Kid, the first film,
took place. In the gymnasium.
Back to the roots, mate. Back to where it all started off, mate.
Back to reality. Oh,
exactly, yeah. So this episode was a pretty good one, mate. This is where it all starts kicking off a bit more now. So we have Kreese, reformed man, goes to Tori.
He's like bits, and he's trying his hard to make peace, and he's trying his hardest, mate.
Yeah, he's trying to apologise for all the actions he's done. Like, he's thinking back on his life. He's like, I need to apologise to people. First person he goes to is Tori, and he really gives her like he leaves on good terms, and he's like, you're always my champion or whatever. And
yeah, like what he's saying does seem like really sincere, doesn't it? Like, the thing is with me is by the end of the show, don't get me wrong, he's reformed, and there's a lot of good scenes to come up which we're about to talk about. But you think back to the last like 5.5 seasons, it's just a shit person, isn't he? Like, even when you think back to the movies, mate, like he's done so much bad shit. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Really.
But we have this fight. We have the fight with Axel and Robbie, don't we? Yeah, the fight we've all been waiting for. Yeah, so Robbie gets his first point, doesn't he? And then suddenly Axel changes his fighting style, doesn't he? And he starts murking off Robbie, like 6-1, mate. But guess what? Motivational speech is needed. He goes back to his corner, gets the old spiel from, I think it's John. It's his dad, isn't it? Is it his dad or is it Miguel? I can't remember.
Yeah, so I've got a couple bits here. Basically, right, my main takeaway is Sensei Wolf's accent is so stupid, mate. Like, I'm sorry, I genuinely hate him. Like, his acting's so crap. I don't even care who he is, mate. But, like, this fight was so entertaining to me because Robbie's definitely the cooler fighter because he's doing, like, much cooler stuff. Like, he's doing side flips and stuff like that, isn't he? But like you say, Axel's gone full on Neanderthal caveman stance, got a bit mental, hasn't he? And, he gets, like, a little bit of a speech, doesn't he?
Bit of motivational speech in it. Perk it up a bit. Yeah, something happens, mate. Something happens. So basically, Sensei rules like, do him in, mate. Do him in.
All right, mate. Well, I'm Sensei Wolf. What I think you should do, Axel. What up, man? I hate him.
So Axel ends up breaking Robbie's leg, doesn't he? His knee. Breaks his knee in a tussle.
Dirty, mate. Purposely as well. Mangled him.
He does it so well, though, so it looks like to the referee like they've both fell down. But obviously Robbie's...
It's planned, isn't it?
It's done out, mate. Robbie's done out. No disqualification. Axel goes on, mate. It's the next round.
Mate, do you know what I loved here? Miguel and Johnny's reaction to that. Like, they was both ready to fight, mate. They were, weren't they? They was ready to step in any moment, mate, and fight for their son and their brother, mate. But like I said, the choreography to that fight was so sick, mate. Very, very, as always with the show, very entertaining, mate.
And from here on out as well, like the choreography, mate.
Oh, it's phenomenal, mate. One of the better fights is to come, and it's not even a male fight. In my opinion, it's one of the better fights out of the entire show, and it's a female one. But Robbie, obviously, at this point, is getting in, like, very introspective, and he's like very thankful. Even though this obviously had this bad thing happen to him, he's like, look, I really just wanted to show myself, but I know I'm the better fighter. Like, I know I'm the better person. And I thought, as much as I'd love to have seen him go on and obviously win overall, I thought it's such a great end to his character up to this point. Like, obviously with how he started and how, like, angry he was all the time, how negative he was, and how much he just hated everybody. Obviously, his own relationship with his dad, his relationship with Miguel, how those relationships have, like, because obviously he nearly killed Miguel near the start of, like, the show, and, like, I thought it was a very, very, very good end to his character arc up to this point. And
that emotional talk with Johnny.
Yeah, so the first with Kreese, you start to see it with Kreese. His point comes a little bit later on, but Robbie's is the first of this final part to fully really conclude his character arc, and obviously and to see his full development and his maturity. And it just keeps going, mate, from this point, and it just gets better and better from this point, in my opinion.
Yeah, I love that. Like the bit in the locker room, the emotional talk with Johnny, where it's literally like, Robbie literally says to Johnny, like, listen, karate's given me everything, all the good things in my life, kind of things that I need to focus on. Like his friends, obviously got his girlfriend Tori, and obviously he got a good relationship with his dad that came back through karate. So I thought, that makes him a winner. I was like,
he's got a new brother, he's got a new little sister. Like, there's a lot of stuff he can be thankful for and he can appreciate in his life, and how much his life's come along and so much better. And he's got a sick dress sense as well. Like, he dresses very well.
And like, that's what I mean. Like, that's the thing to focus on now. Even though he's got a broken leg or whatever, or broken knee, just to focus on all the things that he's been given. So it's a good way to look at things. I know it's hard at the time, but and stuff with anything, but
it really just shows the maturity of his character, doesn't it? Like, I thought it was a very good thing for him. Really, it was a good way to end it. As crap as it was for him as a character, obviously it was also very good for him to end it that way.
Then we have a bit of a legend come back, don't we? So Daniel-san has a dream. Well, you don't know it's a dream at the time. But then the legend, Mr. Miyagi, comes back. This sounds making people laugh, doesn't it? Man.
Don't get me wrong, mate. It's so sick. Love seeing AI Miyagi, mate. Wicked. I did think it was a bit of random overall, though. I felt like LaRusso should have had this dream like season 2 or something. Because obviously it's the skeleton Halloween costumes that they're wearing that Johnny wore. He's got no beef with Johnny anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just thought that part was a little bit random, to be fair, but it was still cool. It was still cool to have that nod at the movies and everything.
I thought it was the thingy as well. I thought that Silver wore them costume as well. I don't know. But I think
I always remember Johnny as wearing it. Like, in my head, when I think about that costume, I just think of Johnny straight away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think it ties in with the next bit, though, because obviously Sam LaRusso's literally like, she chooses not to fight in the tournament. And she tells her dad, and her dad, he thinks her dad's going to have like his like bad reaction, but it's like, no, I'm happy he did that because obviously Mr. Miyagi taught me that it's not all about fighting, but is choosing when not to fight also. So
Yeah,
I thought,
the smartest thing, in the fight is to
Yeah.
choose when to not do it.
yeah.
And
So
it is a little bit of a cop out in a bit of a sense. However, Tori's character needed that more than Sam's did, and it shows Sam's maturity throughout the show, and obviously ending Sam at this point where she's obviously a lot more mature, and she's thinking like realistically, I'm in a good place with Tori. She's one of my good friends now. I don't want to jeopardize that sort of stuff. She needs this more than me. She's been through certainly a hell of a lot more than Sam has. And again, it's just another part like Robbie with a mature part. And then after this scene here, I've got goosebumps thinking about this, mate. And there's many goosebump moments to come.
there's a bit before that, though, isn't there? Before the goosebump bit, there's a bit where Johnny speaks to Kreese for the last time. I think it is, isn't it?
Oh no, this is the bit I'm talking about in the hallway.
Oh yeah,
this is the part. This is probably one of what I would say, in terms of emotionally, this is probably one of the most impactful moments out of this entire show, start to finish, all seasons, everything. So Johnny's talking to Kreese in this hallway of obviously the school. Such an emotional scene, and it really shows you the level of acting that I don't know his real name. It's Zapka, or I don't know his name, but the guy who plays Johnny anyway.
Yeah.
The level of it's the best acting that he's done, mate. So he has this conversation with Kreese, and he's like, "You abandoned me, like I needed you," and he just starts breaking down, crying, remembering all these scenes from the past. And honestly, it was so impactful that moment was, mate, in this show, like to both of their stories as well, because obviously Kreese hugs him and he's like so sincere, like that arc, mate. Honestly, that part so good, mate, so good. And then it leads straight away, which I'll let you explain, to another moment, which was unbelievably goosebumpy, mate.
So while they're hugging, Kreese is like, "I wish there's a way I could like pay you back," and then Johnny's like, "I think there is a way." And then, so now Johnny's gone over to Cobra Kai. So Johnny's gone over to Cobra Kai, and we have this scene where Cobra Kai come back out to the tournament, and we have Tori, we have Miguel as the male fighter, and Johnny is the leader of Cobra Kai. And that scene, mate,
those three stood there,
smoke in the background. Is that something like WWE, mate? It was like main event, mate. I was like,
honestly, unreal. Like I literally took a photograph of that scene and sent it to mine straight away. I was like, mate, goosebumps. Honestly, got goosebumps right now.
But it's not the first goosebumps we have in these final episodes, mate. There's a few more.
That is literally how episode 13 ends. So then when we come on to episode 14, every episode you come across, it felt more and more like it was ending. Like you got that realization in the back of your mind, like this is ending. Like I've only got so many episodes left, because there's just so much reflection in each episode from different characters. Like Tori in this episode, everyone's just getting like some sort of great closure, enough for us to like know that they will never, or enough for us to be content, really, isn't it, with how it ends. And hopefully, obviously, at this point, I'm hoping like everything's resolved by the final episode, because there's this episode and another episode left. So at this point, I'm thinking I'm really enjoying so far. There's a lot of closure coming through. Creasy Boy's getting a bit of closure. Johnny's getting some closure, even from the old 80s movies. Like he's getting closure from when he was a kid. Even Dimitri and Hawk, they're both going to Caltech now. So Hawk says, I've been into Caltech, and then Dimitri decides to change. Again, closure, mate. Their friendship back, strong as ever. Like, it's just these different little bits. And then this episode, though, mate, Tori versus Zara is one of the most acrobatic, ninja-like fights. Honestly, it was so fun to watch this fight, mate. It was definitely one of the better fights in the show overall, to be honest, I thought. And this Zara, you know the girl who plays her?
It's Taekwondo expert.
Mate, she's like a 13 times world Taekwondo champion in real life. Like she's solid, mate. Like she knows what she's doing. Like she's not just an actor or anything. Like she's legit.
I like this at the start of this episode as well. That the car scene with Johnny. and LaRusso literally cruising in Mr. Miyagi's
Oh
old classic
yeah,
car. And like the music, like they're chilling in the street, mate. Like they're going down the street, chilling.
cruising down the street in my 6-fault.
Bro,
Easy, bro.
That was a classic scene to start an episode with.
Yeah, it was sick, mate.
But
Proper feeling.
I think Wolf's character's a baddie in this.
Yeah, he's a good baddie.
Dodgy accent, but
his acting annoys me, but like he's definitely a baddie. Like they've picked him as a good baddie, yeah. But basically, this Tori and Zara having this fight, Zara's outmatching it easily, and then you get like Martin was saying, mate. These speeches that you give in these shows, mate, they hit different, mate, for these characters. Because you get this point where she's like, no, I can't do it. I'm getting battered. I'm getting thrashed. Because she's literally, this Zara's like doing flips, mate. Left, right, centre, everywhere.
She's baiting her, isn't she? She's baiting her.
Proper.
Yeah, proper baiting her.
Robbie comes up to her. Tori's like in her head, mate. Gone. No one can say anything. Robbie just walks up to her. Oh, you can't. There's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can say. And he simply just tells her he loves her. And she's like, and what? Like, is that it? He's like, yeah, I just want to tell you I love you. And no fucking mercy. Badass, mate. That was fucking badass, that was. And then Tori, mate. That was it, mate. I got goosebumps at that Robbie saying, and no fucking mercy was so sick, bro. So sick.
Basically, it ends with Tori doing like a spinning, like front flip kick. Knocks Zara's teeth out, mate.
Knocked her front teeth out. What?
The whole row of front teeth, mate, gone. And from that moment, she gets called the Tooth Fairy, mate. Legend.
Yeah. Tori's now named world champion. Amazing. She needed that. She needed that recognition in her life. She obviously got that. She's on the world stage. She's got media, all that sort of stuff. And then you get this. This is where something else starts happening for me. Miguel finds a letter about Okinawa.
Yeah, that's right.
It falls out of Sam's pocket. And in my head, I'm thinking, mate, Miguel's got to fight Axel here. Like, he's found this letter. He's going to be in his head now. Like, this is my thought process. From previous season, he's going to be in his head. Like, he's not going to be able to think straight. No, mate. Honestly, really mature about it. Again, his development. Like, you forget almost that these people are like, they're in college. Like, they're going into college. They're not like young, like secondary school, high school students anymore. They are getting more mature, and it does show you that. And then Axel sees them kiss, doesn't he? And I think, oh, this fucking Neanderthal, he's lost his head now. Like,
Neanderthal.
Man, mental, isn't he, mate? But then LaRusso telling Silver, Cobra Kai never dies. Great moment from LaRusso, mate. Like, unbelievable moment from LaRusso. And then Miguel versus Axel.
What a battle.
Honestly, so good, mate. Miguel got battered that second round. He knocked his headband off and everything. That was so embarrassing, mate. I'm not even going to lie. But
the bit where Johnny gives him his headband now.
Johnny giving Miguel that speech and then giving him the headband. Beautiful, mate. That moment. And then you get the little flashbacks, don't you, of Miguel. Obviously, whilst he's fighting, of like him in the early seasons, him and Johnny training, and his fights with Robbie. Like, all those little lookbacks during that moment were great. They were so good. And you've got to respect Axel at this point as well. He's got Wolf there, like, telling him to fight dirty, and he's like, no, I'm not. I'm not fighting dirty. I'm going to fight fair and square. Like, in the end, mate, his choice to disobey, obviously, his shit accent was the best thing that could happen. Because Miguel's done it, mate. He's fucking just done it, hasn't he?
Yeah, so Sensei Wolf's literally saying he's broke his spine before, aim for that bit, you know. And Axel's like, you can see in his mind, he's like, no, I'm not fighting like that. That's grot, mate.
There's no honour. There's no honour in it, mate. There's no honour in it. No. You're not a true fighter. Like, just get gone, mate. And I respected Axel's character for that at this point.
That's
mate.
it, yeah.
So good. So, yeah, it's a great moment to end the Sekai Daikai. Cobra Kai. Tori, winner. Miguel, winner. Perfect. However, ended as a tie, didn't it? So for the best dojo, the senseis have got a fight, and it's Wolf versus Johnny. And it's these next coming things. So like Silver's trying to get his henchman to threaten Miguel's mom and Johnny's daughter and all this sort of stuff. So you've got this sort of lead up to Silver being like a really, really bad guy. Like he's gonna almost I don't know what his intentions necessarily were, but you got Herman Lee from Dragon Force, mate, is one of his henchmen, isn't he? Like he's there, mate. And Silver's like, we've got to stop him.
Mate.
We've got to stop him. Like, we've got to make it so Johnny throws this fight like completely. We've got to up the stakes. The henchman goes, mate, to get off the yacht because Silver's like, look, if you do this, when I die, all of this is yours. This yacht is yours. Henchman gets launched down the stairs, doesn't he, mate?
It's dead, mate. It's literally dead. It's literally
Is it, bro? Creasy boy, isn't it, mate? It's our Crease, mate.
Yeah, so Kreese is like because he sees Silver at the tournament and he sees Silver chatting to Johnny and his missus and that lot, and he knows what he's up to. He knows he's gonna use him as like leverage. So he gets on the yacht, mate. He gets on the yacht while it's out at sea, mate, and he's got to have one last fight with with Silver.
And it was such an 80s style fight, wasn't it? Like it was such an 80s fight, mate.
It's probably that Steven Seagal. Van Damme, Out for Justice, Steven Seagal fight.
Do you know what made me laugh the most here, right? Don't get me wrong, right? I fucking love this show. You could 100% tell that wasn't Kreese and it was his body double. Like, there's no chance that was him, mate. Like, different hair colour and everything, bro. You could definitely tell it weren't him.
I think his wig fell off at one point as well. But what it ends up with, basically, the yacht blows up, doesn't it? Basically, that's what happens.
They're in a bit of a kerfuffle. There's some obviously because Silver's like staying on the yacht. He's sleeping on the yacht. He's living on this yacht. He's got like canisters full of like fuel. So obviously, if he needs to put some more fuel in, he's got it. He gets knocked over, and Creasy Boy, being Creasy Boy, got a big fat cigar on, hasn't he? Grabs a cigar, mate, sacrifices himself, doesn't he? Yeah. Big respect to old Creasy Boy, mate.
And it kind of ties in with. Literally, that brings an end to his story. Oh, literally, an end to his story. And Silver, literally.
Kreese and Silver's story concluded by RIP, mate. They aren't going to be an issue to anyone anymore. Done for.
And that's it. He saved Johnny, basically, at the end. He's literally saved him.
His final hurrah was to try and save Johnny's... Not necessarily save Johnny, but save Johnny's family. That was the main purpose for it. And that was the end of episode 14. Now, it leads on to the final episode. Which, the way the final episode starts, I can appreciate, but I kind of feel like this season the series should have started like this. It flashbacks, done it to Johnny 2017, going to his mum's grave. And obviously it gives you an idea of where his head was at this stage, obviously, before the events of Cobra Kai. So you get another really emotional scene from Johnny, obviously as a broken man. He's got a beard, he's got like alcohol, like booze in like
whiskey
a paper
bottle,
bag. Yeah. Like he's a really broken man at this point. He's like wondering where it all went wrong. You really, really feel for him, don't you? Like, and I kind of feel like in my head I was at a toss up because I thought they probably could have done with showing this at the start, but it fits so well being at the end because you really get to then understand his journey and appreciate his journey as a character a hell of a lot more seeing that scene on the very last episode rather than the very first episode. And yeah, mate, this last episode, oh, mate, so good. Like, really, really good episode this was.
It's a bit like, obviously, Johnny's struggling with confidence because he knows Wolf's a better fighter overall. Like, he knows, like, we've seen in the other episodes, like the previous part, that he literally got murked off by Wolf, and he literally battered him to pieces.
Yeah, and it's one thing he says, isn't it? Like, I've never been hit that hard before by anybody. Like, no one's ever hit me like that.
I love the bit where like LaRusso has, again, we have this another speech. LaRusso comes along, gives him his talk, who's now his sensei. Gives him a talk, mate. And then we have this cool-ass Rocky-style montage with Johnny training, with the music. You're the best around from the original Karate Kid soundtrack, mate. Goosebumps right there. I was like, wow. And like, literally give it to the fans, mate. The fans wanted it. They've been waiting for it, and they literally delivered it right here with this "You're the Best Around" tune. this after I listened to this song, mate, I put it on at work, mate. I was like, oh, what a tune, what a classic tune that was. But yeah, I actually love that bit. It gave me goosebumps.
One of the other parts as well with the full circle thing and like the closure, you get the full circle with Miyagi, Mr. Miyagi as well here, because obviously LaRusso's mum, they've got like a dinner date, haven't they? LaRusso's mum gives Sam this necklace, and that's everything that LaRusso's been talking about, everything that Daniel San's been talking about with all this, like, the news articles is fine, all this stuff. Mr. Miyagi did do it, but the article was all based on this necklace because it was like stolen from his wife, and he went back and got the person who stole the necklace and beat the guy up to get the necklace back. Like he was getting his own stolen goods back. This guy was a criminal, and like you just think like after all of this, like he's like LaRusso's been through all this like stuff he's been through in his head. After all of it, Miyagi wasn't actually a bad guy. Like he was doing the right thing. Like, and it just shows you that everything he's taught, like Daniel LaRusso, is actually been worth it, and everything he's taught him obviously has been worth being taught. And yeah, I thought that was like a really nice moment there. All it took was LaRusso's mum like, oh yeah, he gave it me sort of thing, and he told me to give it to Sam when she got older. And it just proves that Mr. Miyagi obviously was really the guy that we all saw him as like all these years since the movies and that sort of stuff. So I thought that was a really nice moment to give that little bit of closure on that sort of story again.
We have a bit more closure on the story of Tori and Robbie as well, because they get offered a great like career opportunity to like advertise like energy drinks and stuff like that, and also do karate as well. And like the career, the wage, mate.
Decent wage, mate.
It's loads of dosh, mate. It literally stuns them both.
I want to give a shout out here to my mum and dad, mate. Tori and Robbie, mate, their brand offers. They'll be basically their careers will be traveling to tournaments, doing demos, that sort of stuff. And I've seen a lot of rumours recently as well. Pretty much for the new Power Rangers, every single person has been fan casting the new Power Rangers, and every single person is just members from Cobra Kai. Like Robbie, the people want Robbie to be the Red Ranger. Like, honest to God, mate, it's just different members from this Cobra Kai show as the Power Rangers. And don't get me wrong, it would work. They're all qualified. They're all talented. Like, it would work very well for a Power Rangers type thing. But when I was younger, Jason, the Red Ranger, mate, I actually met him at like a karate thing in Ilkeston, where I'm from, when I was a kid. Like, that's literally the sort of thing, because he was like an actual karate, like black belt or whatever. And he went and did tours around like places. And that's essentially what they'll be doing. Like, I thought, do you know what? That's sick. Like, I did that when I was a kid, mate.
I remember, Moorways in Derby. Van Damme went there once, mate. But I was going to go, but I never did, because I was like, I'd be just like crying or whatever, and millions of people there. So I was like, I didn't go in the end. But yeah, Van Damme, mate. Van Damme in Derby.
Van Damme, mate.
Oh, yeah, Van Damme, mate. That's what it should be called after.
One of the greatest moments from this show so far.
Yeah.
So you get this moment, like I might say, Johnny's scared. He's never been hit that hard. He's so nervous. And mate, this is a different side of Johnny we've never seen in ever. This is the first time we've seen this version of Johnny in this show. And every single person comes out to Johnny's fight wearing Cobra Kai gis. Even LaRusso and Chosen are in Cobra Kai gis. Mate, I'm literally getting goosebumps now thinking about it. Honestly, mate, that little scene there, unbelievable. Honestly, unbelievable.
Yeah, when they all like came out and like went to the one side of the ring, isn't it? All lined up, everyone, even like Robbie, and he's got like on his crutches or whatever. And then obviously Chosen and LaRusso, and then the main man Johnny comes out. So many goosebumps from these episodes, though.
There's another lot that comes up shortly, mate. During this fight, so Johnny and Wolf are fighting. To be fair, Johnny is getting battered, isn't he? Like proper obliterated. Like he's absolutely no sort of like confidence or anything. Like he's really struggling, and he gets this point like where one of the rounds is over. He goes to his corner, goes to big Daniel LaRusso, mate. I'll let you tell him, mate. I'll let you tell him because I'm shaking, mate, thinking about this moment, mate.
So again, it's another talk. It's another talk by LaRusso to obviously fire up Johnny. But he's like, What's your dangerous words? He's like, why stop acting like a little pussy and like you're fighting, you know? And literally, that's it, mate. That's it. He just turns, mate. You see another side of Johnny, mate. You see the realization, Johnny's. He's like, yeah, you're right. And then literally just murks. He murks him off, doesn't he? He does a round.
What he says though, and then he says, "Cobra Kai never dies, mate." That's so sick, mate. So sick, mate. Cobra Kai never dies. The fact that LaRusso's saying that to Johnny, unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable.
But there's this different Johnny that comes out, mate. He's literally murking Wolf off. Yeah, and it's like, right, enough of this. I'm going to kill him off.
Because it's like, Johnny's like, when they're talking, it's like, oh yeah, you beat me, blah, blah. So yeah, because it's like, the crane kick was only effective because you ran into it. Like, just think about that Miyagi, like, the Miyagi thing, like Miyagi-Do. Just think about the defense. And that last part, Johnny was letting Wolf come to him.
Yeah.
Like, on the defense, and obviously Johnny managed to get the win. And
another bit as well. Like,
honestly,
when
fantastic.
He sees Wolf like preparing to come to him, and he like backs off on it slightly. Then he looks at LaRusso, and LaRusso's like kind of nods at him, doesn't he? Like he knows what he's up to, and he's like, "Yeah, he's finally listened to me." And then he literally murks him off. He does a few roundhouse kicks, and he ends up like doing like a spinning like back fist, doesn't he? And he catches Wolf on the chin, mate.
Straight on the jaw, mate. Murked. R.I.P. He'll be in Quan's place soon. He will, mate. Done for, bro.
And to be fair to Wolf, he literally did bow to Johnny, like respect.
Yeah, and then went.
Yeah,
you got to respect that. Even his accent's shit, but
yeah, Johnny wins. Cobra Kai wins. What a great ending! But it's not over there yet. It's not finished.
No, but do you know what though? I just want to give a shout out here because this entire thing, like, this entire show started with two characters, mate. Forget LaRusso, forget his family, forget Robbie. It all started with Johnny and Miguel.
Yeah.
And Miguel would know nothing. Johnny was obviously a broken man. And the journey that those two characters have been on full circle. Johnny finally getting his ending like he should have in Karate Kid, sorry. And like Miguel also getting obviously the sort of ending as well. Like that full circle, the character arcs of those characters, unbelievable, mate. Like when you were seeing those parts where Miguel was in like the thing after he broke his back and all, mate, it's just so good. Like unbelievable, mate. So honestly, I'm speechless, mate. Honestly, about it. I just really, really, really enjoyed the fact that they both finally got what they deserved.
Yeah, got the ending they deserved. Yeah, I did like when I was watching it though, like and Robbie was fighting Axel. I was like, there's only one man needs to be fighting Axel. And obviously, it did happen. Miguel was obviously the one to take out Axel, but yeah, it
made sense. That's what I mean. Like, I was a little bit annoyed about Robbie's ending. But it made sense, like it needed to happen, and obviously his character development from that, and obviously his speech in the locker after, and his realizations, and obviously his thankfulness, that it fit his character development so well, and obviously Miguel getting the final sort of success and this final hurrah, the ending he got from the win, perfect, mate. And then after this point, it's just literally like wholesome point after wholesome point after wholesome point, like after this point, like unbelievable scenes, mate, like. Johnny's finally getting the house for his family that he's always wanted. Like, well deserved, mate. They're pulling up, and obviously with Miguel's mum and the baby, and they've got the keys for the house. So good, mate. Really love that. Him training, and then Chosen rolling up to go to meet her because obviously, like they got a little bit of a thing going on.
Yeah,
unbelievable, mate. Finally, Chosen's going to be happy. Finally, like all these years from the 80s, mate. We've been waiting like 30 odd years for this stuff to happen, man. Do you know what I mean? Like 40 years for some of these scenes to happen. Like,
it's such a good closure. Like for most of the characters in this show, like it's like. But one thing I didn't mention earlier, like it's in like episode 3 of this new part. It's with the tarot cards, isn't it? I mean,
Oh,
tarot cards,
Chosen and yeah.
yeah, tarot
Again,
cards,
that's a really good scene, wasn't it? Like for Chosen.
yeah. So tarot cards are a load of baloney to me, but like in the scene, like obviously they say, "Oh, someone's gonna die," obviously that's Crease, and then another card's like you'll meet your love or whatever, which obviously now
Yeah.
we see it was that Mrs. Kim at the end, wasn't it? It was Miss Kim, but
Yeah, all that tarot part is just it's them foreshadowing stuff to happen into
yeah,
that's all
yeah,
it is.
yeah,
But like all tarot stuff is in general is just chance in it. It's just
yeah.
chance, like whatever you get. But
The end of
some
this,
people just like to have stuff to believe in, don't they?
the ending, I love the bit where like Chosen, um, Johnny and LaRusso all like celebrating together. I thought that was
Unbelievable, mate.
mate.
Yeah, so good.
They've worked so hard and they've actually
It's
achieved what they wanted.
especially
Like,
from when you watch the movies and mate, they're two of LaRusso's enemies. Like
yeah,
they're not his friends. Like they weren't his friends. Like, and it just shows you that like even if you don't like someone, like you can make amends and you can become friends with people and you can set your problems aside and like it's just like a nice meaning there, isn't there? Like
yeah,
even the scene where like obviously this episode kicked off with Johnny visiting his mum as a broken man. He's now going to visit his mum's grave, like who he is today, and it's like just that transition of him obviously like very emotional, heartfelt visit there and leaving the little picture and like just those little scenes like very very good. Even Sam saying her goodbyes at the airport whilst on her way to Okinawa and Miguel
yeah,
surprising her at the airport to visit Japan for even if it's just for a couple of weeks with her. Sounds sick,
yeah.
mate. Buzzing for him. Like
I mean,
most of the loose ends
next level.
just yeah, most of the loose ends have just been tied, haven't they? Like, I'm very content with the ending of this show. Even Stingray's back, mate. The only thing that got me was the likes of like Devon and Kenny. They're the only two characters you don't really get that much of a closure from. However,
Yeah.
they're younger, aren't they? So it's a little bit different for them because they are just side characters, aren't they? Like you don't really see them. They're not there from day one, sort of thing, are they?
Yeah, I like the bit as well. Like obviously, Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai have merged. Johnny
Yeah,
teaches
joint forces,
offensive.
aren't they?
Johnny teaches offensive, and Larusso teaches defensive. So obviously, and now as well, students are stacking at the doors, mate, because obviously they won this tournament. They know they're a good dojo, and literally people want in, mate. They want in to want to be taught by these two legends. So
Yeah, so
I
sick.
I've just got a little picture here I want to show everybody. So me and Johnny in it. That was a Comic Con, London Comic Con a couple of years ago. But yeah,
Legendary, mate. Legendary.
together, mate. But I'm so glad I got a picture, mate, because I saw him there. I was like, got to have this picture because Cobra Kai is such a sick show. But the final bit I want to say on this conclusion of Cobra Kai was the bit where the goggly-eyed, four-eyed dude, the girl at the at the dojo gets taunted like, never come back with him glasses on or whatever.
Yeah.
These glasses are mate, they're like this big on.
Either get new glasses or get contacts because you're going to get bullied. Like, what are you doing? But that's just Johnny, like classic Johnny back, mate.
But like, there's literally loads of nerds in the crowd. It's like, listen, I'm going to teach you losers. Obviously, he refers back to Miguel. Like, he came in a loser. Now he's the champion kind of thing. So this is what I'm going to do in this gym.
The best in the world.
Yeah. So I love that little bit.
Cobra Kai, baby. I'm so glad it's ended with Cobra Kai having such a good name again in good terms because the
Yeah.
Cobra Kai merch is so sick, mate. Like,
And
for a bit, mate, between like season 4, 3, 4, 5, they had it in Primark. They had a sick Cobra Kai t-shirt. But I was like, Cobra Kai's. I'm not in good terms with Cobra Kai at the moment. I don't like him. I couldn't buy it. But now Johnny's back, mate. Johnny's back involved. Good name again. If I see that t-shirt pop up, I'm copping it, mate. I'm getting that t-shirt. I'm telling you now.
Let's be honest, Johnny's the best character in it.
Johnny's the best. Johnny's journey, unbelievable. He's just funny as well, isn't he? Like, he's just really funny. Like, it's the only thing I wish they'd have done. I'd wanted to see more of a conclusion between Kenny and Robbie, because obviously they had a bit of they've had a good backstory and stuff, and they fell out, and they've never really made up and concluded that part of the story. But other than that, really,
I'd have liked seeing LaRusso have like a final battle or something, but that's
You don't need it though. That's the entire point, isn't it? LaRusso's had his movies, mate. He's got a movie to come. This is what I mean. Like, I loved the fact that LaRusso getting in the Cobra Kai gear, getting in all the stuff to support Johnny, because it is Johnny's show. This entire thing, it's Cobra Kai, mate. The show's called Cobra Kai. It's Johnny's show, mate. It's nothing to do with LaRusso. I loved him, don't get me wrong, but it was all about Johnny, and it's all about Johnny's redemption from the movies. And it, like, even in the movie where that's it, in the movie where it's like, "You're all right, LaRusso," like when like LaRusso wins, and then like LaRusso's like, "You're all right, Lawrence." Like, do you know what I mean? Like, they've got those like similarities, like the reflection of each one, and they're like, just French kiss, mate. Absolutely spot on, mate. And then the ending,
great ending, mate. Great ending
with Johnny and LaRusso in that restaurant, and you get this little look back at the scene, obviously from the movie where LaRusso's got chopsticks and they're trying to get the fly on the chopsticks, and he's like, yeah, like Johnny's gone to the toilet. He's like, gets the chopsticks, like, I give it one more go. Gets them out, and then Johnny comes and just like smashes the fly, and he's like, no mercy. It's such a good ending, mate. Such a good ending.
Well, like you said, like it was such a good, like the whole show, with like it all tied up everyone's character. Obviously, there's a few of that they didn't tie up, but
yeah, there's a few bits. But like the reason I say that is because the thing is with those characters, they're still in the dojo. So like, you get that cut back, like Kenny and Devon and even LaRusso's kid, for example. They're still training, aren't they? They're still in the dojo because obviously they're younger in terms of like years, like school years and stuff. They're younger in age.
Yeah.
But they're still fighting. So it's almost like they're not going the separate ways. So it made sense to conclude these characters. Not that they're going to make any more Cobra Kai stuff. I'm really content with how they've made it, like how they've ended it.
Ah, they finished it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The only thing I'm not sure about is the movie still. The new movie that's coming out. That's got me a little confused to begin with now because I don't know. Is it going to be before the show timeline? Is it going to be after the show timeline? Like,
I think it'd be after. I think
yeah, I'm not really sure. Will we see some familiar faces if it's after? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of my standout moments from this last part though. Kreese and Johnny, without a doubt, the best actor scene in the entire show over all seasons. That corridor scene, honestly, nearly brought a tear to my eye, mate. Like, Johnny's acting in that scene was unbelievable. Like, so well done. Very, like, round of applause to him. So good. Robbie and Johnny's locker scene as well was phenomenal. Obviously with Robbie hurting his leg and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Really good scene. Miguel and Johnny's pep talk scene, that was very, very good. Again, full circle, just reminds you that the show's all about them too.
With a headband as well, that was...
Mate, Johnny, Tori and Miguel, those three, when those three rolled up in the geese, goosebumps. Absolutely love that so much, mate. Danny and Johnny, final bit where Danny says Cobra Kai never dies, where Daniel LaRusso says that. Unrivaled, unbelievable. And everybody coming out in the Cobra Kai geese, mate. Again, phenomenal, mate. But it's got that Kreese and Johnny scene, like that's the thing that stands out of all the fighting in the show, everything. Don't get me wrong, the choreography, the fights, phenomenal, very, very well done. But it's just something about that Kreese and Johnny corridor scene, mate, like springs to mind every single time. Like, it's so well acted that scene was. Like,
it's because such a standout scene. They wanted that to be tied up, didn't they? That relationship between them two. That rivalry, obviously, they've had for so long, like 40 years, like you said, or whatever it is. But yeah. Oh, mate, it's such a good show.
Overall, this was always from the start Johnny and Miguel's story. And from them both of them, like I've said already, to end the way it did, such a deserved ending. Absolutely amazing. But Ralph Macchio, who plays LaRusso, is older than Thomas Griffith, who plays Silver. How does that make any sense, mate? LaRusso is 63. Thomas Griffith is 62, mate. There's like 6 or 7 months between them both. That doesn't make any sense. It literally makes no sense. I fact checked it, mate. It's legit as well. Like,
Miyagi do karate, mate. That's what it is.
That's what happens. Yeah, that's what happens when I'm Miyagi do, mate.
Mr. Miyagi knew what he was doing, mate. taught him well.
But yeah, honestly, very, very happy with that show. Very happy with how
Yeah.
it all ended. Very
Great
content
ending.
with that. Looking forward to the new Karate Kid movie now, just for curiosity reasons more than anything. I really do want to see how it fits in now to that world and that storyline.
I'm hoping Johnny
gonna
makes
miss
a
it.
little guest appearance in it. Just a little guest appearance. Just a little.
Just something. Now we've concluded the Cobra Kai. Got a little cheeky Cobra Kai tier list for you guys. Not a massive one. It's just a little bit to keep you all going. Because obviously we know we've been a little bit slack on the content recently. The podcasts have been a little bit shorter. And you know for a fact, if you've been with us for a while, we love a tier list.
Oh, I love it, mate. Love it.
We've got a couple of peeps on here. So this is basically people from season 6, essentially. Mainly the last part. There's a couple of randoms on here. But, yeah. Do you want to kick it off, Mark?
Yeah, let's start off with Quan, innit? Quan, what
Quan.
a great baddie he was. Great
Quan
rival.
equals gone, mate.
He is gone, yeah. R.I.P. to be fair, but...
R.I.P. Quan, mate. R.I.K. Rest in Quan.
But I thought he was a great, like... Obviously, he died too soon, but I thought he was a great baddie when he was in it.
Yeah, athletic dude as well.
And some of his moves, mate, was so good. And I loved his character. R.I.P. So I think he's quite high. I'd probably say A.
I'd give Quan an A. He's obviously not been in it enough to warrant an S, but I feel like, if he was in for a couple of seasons, he would have easily got that S ranking from me because he was just a great, great antagonist. Really, really good character.
He just went out of his way to be a knobhead, and that makes a good villain. He came in destroying, didn't he? And he wanted to be. Yeah. He was used the right way. He was used basically as a tool.
Oh, 100%, mate. 100%
damage.
I'm going to kick it off straight away with an S, mate. Johnny Lawrence, mate.
Yeah, get him up there, mate.
Best character. Best character in this show completely. Well deservedly. He was technically the main character. The show's all about him.
Yeah.
Beautiful, mate. Beautiful ending for this character.
It was brief, but Mr. Miyagi.
Mr. Miyagi, he's S, mate.
I mean, do we need to even discuss this, mate? It's S rank all day, mate.
He's S, mate. Long served, mate. He was in the movies. You know what I mean? He's Mr. Miyagi. If it wasn't for Mr. Miyagi, there wouldn't ever have been a Karate Kid, let alone a Cobra Kai. Do you know what I'm saying?
Wax on, wax off, innit?
Right, let's go with Kyler, the random dude. I'm putting him D, mate. Stupid character. He was the bully one. He used to get murked off all the time by everyone. Thought he was dead hard, but he just was nothing, was he?
It was a bully at first, wasn't it? Then he got bullied.
Yeah, and then he started to get bullied.
Yeah, and then it was kind of ended the characters that
They just didn't hear from him, really, did you? That was
it. What was it about Devon?
Devon, good character. I
didn't see enough of her, I don't think.
I think she's probably a B character.
Yeah.
And that's not me being negative towards her. She's a decent character. It's just the because obviously she drugged Kenny into laxatives and made him crap his pants. And then she admitted it. You didn't you didn't really see her much after that, really.
Yeah, but after the courageous act of drugging Kenny, mate, I think she deserves, like I say, a B. But I'd love to see more of her in the show, but obviously it wasn't meant to be. But I did enjoy her character, what we saw.
Great character, though.
What was it about Chosen?
Chosen's an S, mate. I love Chosen so much. I love Chosen, mate. Such a great character. That episode earlier in the season where him and Kim are looking for people, mate. So funny that was, mate. That entire episode. I just love Chosen, mate. Such a great character. Such a great character.
I love the bit as well where you find out he's like a massive trash TV fan. He loves Storage Wars.
Storage Wars and that, yeah. I'm gonna go with what we're saying about Yoon. D, I'd say. We don't know anything about him, do we? It's not because he's rubbish or anything. We just genuinely don't know anything about the character. We got a little bit, didn't we? But
he was always in the shadow of Quan, wasn't he? But obviously Quan battered him, mate. Did that spinning round ass kick on top of his head, mate.
I'll put him into a C, actually, Yoon.
He's alright.
He's better than
See enough
Carter,
of
and I
him.
don't like her.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got big ears apparently.
I'll tell you another D, mate. Anthony, mate. Fucking terrible.
Oh, Russo, boring, isn't he? He started to redeem himself slowly over it, didn't he? But too little, too late, mate.
A boring character, mate. Do you want to mention one? Do you want to pick one?
Yeah, Mike. I'm putting Mike in D.
Yeah.
Old character from one of the movies. Not a bad character. His scenes were quite funny, actually. But, again,
he got brought in, didn't he?
It's just irrelevant, wasn't he?
Yeah, he got brought in to, like, train him up to a certain point, but that was all you really saw of him, didn't you? Bit of a stick up his arse, didn't he? Stick up his arse a bit, but, you know.
Yeah, unmemorable character.
What about Kreese? It's got to be up there, hasn't it? It's got to be high. Ultimate baddie,
mate. I think he's got to be an A. But
yeah.
I'm going towards S, but the problem is with Kreese, like, realistically, his ending was fantastic. But he's just so annoying, wasn't he, for so long?
Yeah, I mean, it was like the ultimate baddie, like I say. But yeah, A's fine. I think I would agree with that. That's
what we're saying about LaRusso, the original, mate, Daniel.
S rank, isn't it? Surely
the Karate Kid, isn't he, mate? He's the Karate Kid, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
He's just legend, mate. Legend.
Unbelievable, mate. If it weren't for him and Miyagi, we wouldn't have this franchise. Do you know what I'm saying?
And like his character in the last third part of the, like all the way through it, but like in the third part as well, him helping Johnny out as well. Like,
yeah, he's because you got to think how much it took for him mentally to overcome all of the Cobra Kai negativity from all of his past, all that sort of stuff, to just do that to help out his now friend.
Yeah,
unrivaled, mate, top guy.
And he was there, obviously, and obviously Johnny got what he was always after. Like, he got the win. He became a better person through it all, through his journey.
Yeah.
So, and LaRusso helped him with all that. So yeah, definitely an S rank. Obviously, Karate Kid as well, S rank. So yeah. What was it about Silver?
Now, Silver's a difficult one. He's not as good as Kreese, in my opinion. I wouldn't put him as high as Kreese. That's my problem. He is a good bad guy, don't get me wrong. But there is parts where sometimes when he just turns up, you just get annoyed, don't you? Do you know what I mean?
You loved the old version of Kreese, didn't you? No, sorry, Silver. Yeah, the back in the day.
Back in the day one, mate.
The little guy, the little one. Yeah, he was like really small, wasn't he?
That short one, mate. From the flashback episode.
Yeah.
Bloke grew about 2 foot in his like 30s or something, didn't he?
Yeah. He got something weird, mate, and got shot up, mate. Like something like BFG or something. Willy Wonka factory, mate.
The thing is, he was a good bad guy, wasn't he? That's the problem.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm a bit torn with this one. I could drop him in A, to be fair.
Drop him in A, but it'd be like low A. I think Kreese is at high A.
Yeah. I'm moving Kreese across here. He deserves to be higher up than Quan in the A's. Miguel.
S rank, mate.
Easy S rank, mate. Easy S rank. His character are unbelievable.
Him and Joe are my favourite characters in the whole show.
Very good, mate.
I just think he's a likable actor as well. Like,
yeah,
obviously,
Blue Beetle.
I've not seen Blue Beetle, but I know it's a good film.
Yeah, he's very good in Blue Beetle. Sakamoto Days now as well. Legend.
Yeah. Sakamoto Days, mate. What's it about Tori?
Tori, I think Tori's an A. She's a good character.
Yeah.
She had a lot of development. Obviously, a lot of stuff happened to her. Yeah, you did feel sorry for her in a lot of moments. Obviously, the part where her mum dies as well, that was quite a hard watch, wasn't it?
Their character development and she did the best move.
Good, mate.
She did the best move in the whole show where she literally ran ass kick someone, knocked the teeth out, mate.
Yeah.
The whole of the teeth.
Zara.
I'd probably put her up.
Problem is with her.
B or A? I don't know.
I'd say C or B, to be fair, because you don't really. She was just annoying, like all about like social media this, social media that. Like, I think Axel's a better character than she is because Axel at least has a little bit of a redemption arc.
Thing is with that Zara, like obviously she she's a baddie, so she's got to be annoying. Like it's literally like
Yeah.
that's what it is, isn't it? That's what they're meant to be. That's
But
why people don't like them.
I'll drop her in B because her development didn't really happen. She just got her teeth knocked out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, she got murked off and carried off, mate. So yeah. What's it about Sensei Wolf?
I hate Sensei, bro.
I
I just
think
wish
it's
that it had a better actor, mate. I'm not even gonna lie.
what we're saying. B
I don't know.
A
I think B. He's
yeah.
not. He's not on the same level as Crease, mate. Do you know what I mean?
No. I mean, the thing with Crease, he's been through the whole of the films, the whole show, and he's been a good baddie. Like he's been annoying. He's been but he's always been a consistent ultimate baddie. But with Wolf, obviously, he came at the end. I enjoyed him as a character. I think he was a good baddie. He's a solid character, like a solid baddie, a fighter. So, but yeah, put him in.
It's hard for me to put, and like Axel, for example, we'll go with him next. He's B. It's hard for me to put any of these characters that are new up with the likes of, like, Quan's a different story. I preferred Quan over all of them. Quan got a little bit more screen time. Quan had more of an effect on the story, I think, than Axel and Zara. They were just like, oh, we're a force to be reckoned with. Where Quan was physically, he was there, mate. He was verbally there. He had so many lines, so many scenes, that sort of stuff. He was more involved. Whereas like Axel, Zara, Wolf, to be fair, I could probably even put Wolf in an A, to be honest with you, low A. Just because he did have such an impact. Like, he was the only person that could cause Johnny to like to be less confident, to not believe in himself. So I think in a sense he probably does deserve like a low A, to be honest with
you. Yeah. And obviously, like putting him in A, obviously we know he's a good character, but like obviously Kreese is in A as well. But he's such a
I don't know if we put Kreese in S, you know.
Yeah, I don't
For
mind
what
that,
he
mate.
is. I'm not saying like he's the best character ever, but I'm trying to think in terms of the S tiers. We've got good guys; they're the best good guys. Yes, but sometimes you've just got to appreciate the bad guys, and obviously that I just can't get over that hallway scene, mate, with Kreese and Johnny, mate. It's just so good, mate.
It was goosebumpy emotion, mate.
It was so good, wasn't it?
I think I winded it back a couple of times. I was like, yeah,
unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable acting from Johnny. So about Dimitri.
I'm not a fan of Dimitri. I'm going to tell you that.
I could sling him in C or D easy, mate. I hate him. I think he's pointless, bro.
D, put him in D, mate.
Because then you've got like Hawk. We may as well go Hawk straight after. Much better character, in my opinion.
I'd probably say B for Hawk, maybe.
Hawk's easily high B.
Yeah.
I think he's high B, mate. Hawk. He's a good character, to be fair. He's more involved in it than Dimitri. The thing is, Hawk's believable because he's actually really athletic. He's like very good at what he's doing acting wise. Whereas Dimitri, just you look at him, you think, mate, you're not a world. Like, get out in the bin, mate. Like, literally get in the bin, mate. You're not it.
Remember when Hawk first came into it? There, it's like some dweeb or whatever.
Yeah, proper.
And they came in with like a tattoo. Then they're like,
"No, mate,
this guy's awesome, mate." And
that was like, this guy's sick,
mate. Yeah, that was so good, mate. I was like, this guy's sick now, mate. Doing like roundhouse kicks with his mohawk. I was like, legend. Respect it. About Kenny, poo pants.
I think Kenny's a lot of wasted potential. I think older Kenny, when he has that glow up, my issue with Kenny was
he shot up.
He was beating all these guys when he looked 10 years old. Like, it looked so stupid. And then obviously he hit puberty in real life, and then like post puberty Kenny, like it looked more believable, didn't it? Like, it made more sense that he was a bit more powerful and a bit better. But I can't give him a higher than a Devon or a Hawk. Do you know what I mean? He's around that. He's probably. I'd prefer him over Zara and Axel. I think he's better than that, but I think he's like a mid B. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, C or B or whatever. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you know what? I'm chucking Kenny in C just because little Kenny, mate, annoyed me. I can't even lie.
You know, it was one of my favourite characters. He wasn't my favourite characters, but he was just a funny character. You know that little dweeb was like, it's about as big. He's like a blonde dude with glasses.
Oh, the glasses one, the skinny bloke. He was sick, wasn't he?
And every scene he used to get murked off, mate. Like, there's that big fight in the school, and he's literally getting murked off all the time, mate. I
He
was
just
like,
gets thrashed, and he bless him.
but it's literally like 2 foot tall, mate. So he's always going to get kicked in, mate. But he was a legend.
He's trying his best, man.
What about say about Robbie?
Robbie's an S tier, mate.
Hey,
that guy's character arc is unreal. Unreal, mate. Just from when you first see him, and obviously everything that happens with Miguel, and you hate him so much, and obviously they become friends, and he's so. Even when that moment with Miguel, as soon as it happens, as soon as Miguel's falling, he's so regretful instantly, and so remorseful instantly. Like, his character arc's so good, mate. I do love Robbie as a character. And he's got sick dress sense as well.
Yeah, I remember the t-shirts he used to wear.
Thick toolman t-shirts and everything, bro. Sick guy. Got 2 left, mate. 2 shorties. We've got Sam LaRusso. Certainly better than her brother.
Yeah. I mean, Sam LaRusso, yeah, I don't think she's like S rank or... I don't know about A rank. I don't know about A rank, to be honest.
She's high B. Just
high
because
B, yeah.
my problem with her is, development-wise, she's been brought up with a silver spoon, mate. Her mum and dad are rich, do you know what I mean? Like, whereas Tori's had actual, like, horrific things happen to her, like with her mum dying and all that sort of stuff. She's been so alone a lot of the time. Her development and her character is just so much more compelling, in my opinion.
And I think Tori as well is just a better fighter. Like, she's just a better fighter.
Yeah, she's just better.
Just a better character overall. So yeah,
I don't get me wrong. I like Sam as a character as well. Even Kenny, I put him in C, but I like Kenny as a character. I think he's an alright character. Like, there's nothing wrong with Kenny as a character overall. It's just boring, isn't he?
He just didn't get
his pants.
He didn't get the screen time he wanted, was
No, that's the problem.
Yeah. He was the last one, mate.
Big Kim, innit? Chosen's future wife, mate.
Mate, she was a legend, wasn't she?
She was a legend. I'd happily put her in A, you know. But that's what she is, isn't she?
Yeah. You won't mess with her, would you? You meet her, mate. You won't start on her. She'll do you in, mate.
That's it, mate. That's it. We got loads of S ranks, to be fair.
But rightly deserved.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
they should be there, mate. They should be there. But
all legends.
What a great show. I really enjoyed it, mate. I'm kind of sad it's over, but I'm glad it ended so well. Like I said, like was mentioned earlier, all the characters tied up well. The stories came to mostly good endings, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, they all pretty much concluded nicely, I think.
Yeah.
In the most part. Yeah, I honestly really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. I'm sad to see it go in a sense, but I'm also happy that it's ended the way it has. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword, isn't it, really? But yeah, that is it for this week's episode of Controllers and Katanas.
Like we always say every week, like, subscribe, comment, join the Discord. That's where it's kicking off.
Yeah, get in the Discord. Like,
we need you there.
Get in there. Like, talk to us, man. There's a few peeps in there. There's future guests in there. You want to be in there and interacting before you get that, so you get that bit of backstory when that drops. We're all sound. We're all nice guys. It's just memes. It's just memes and good times. Like, get in there, interact with us. But yes, like, subscribe, comment on this video. If you enjoyed Cobra Kai, comment if you enjoyed anything really that we spoke about. Solo level, if you're excited for the next episodes and what's to come. Sakamoto Days, if you enjoyed the new interaction and the new character introduced. And the fact that it's Miguel from Cobra Kai, unbelievable. That we spoke about both on the same day and they came out the same week. That's unreal, that is. So even though Cobra Kai's ended, we're going to get a lot more of that guy. So yes.
Yeah.
again, thanks for being here. Thanks for the support. We much appreciate it. Really, really do. And
see you in the next one.
Godspeed. Peace, prosperity.
Godspeed, especially.
And love you, bye.